Hello everyone, my name is Kelsey Diamond and I am one of your fellow classmates here at Jackson College in our communications course, and I am here to talk to you today about an important topic to me. But first I want to ask you a question. If you had the opportunity to bring justice to the justice system, would you do it? That's my question for you. The reason why I ask this is because I want to talk about the death penalty and how important it is in today's justice system. The death penalty is reserved for people who have committed crimes in which there is a result of loss of life. So again, in order to be put to death, there has to have a victim that has been murdered. You must be murdered. And putting somebody to death nowadays is most often done by lethal injection, which is actually very humane. So you're putting somebody to death that has committed this horrendous crime in order to protect society, but you're doing it in a humane way, not in a barbaric way. Really, with lethal injection, what you do is you give somebody medication, it puts them to sleep, and then their heart stops. It's not this big, gruesome thing anymore. And the death penalty brings about a couple different positive things. It can deter crime, because I don't know about you, but if I had to think about the fact that if I kill somebody, then I could potentially be put to death myself, I would be less likely to commit a crime, especially where I'm trying to murder somebody. And so it actually helps bring down the crime rate, especially murder. More importantly, the death penalty can give grieving families closure, and it brings justice for the victim. So often do people have their family member taken away from them by murder, and the person rots in prison for the rest of their life, which is great, but at the same time, the family has to think about it in the back of their mind that their loved one is gone, and this person that murdered them, that brutally took them away from them, is sitting in jail, living, getting meals, getting interaction with other people while their loved one is gone. And they have to think about the fact that what if that person escapes prison or for some reason gets out of prison? So putting these people to death really brings about a sense of closure to most families, because they don't have to worry about that person getting out and doing this to any family anymore. In addition, nowadays, so it used to be that occasionally someone would get put to death and then we would later find out that they were actually not guilty of that crime. But that is very, very unlikely nowadays because of our advances in scientific technology. So now we have DNA testing, and we are 100% sure before we put somebody to death. They go about different appeal processes. There's a big, long process that is put into this before we put somebody to death. So we make sure nowadays that we are 100% positive. And if we aren't, then they don't get put to death. So this topic is very important to me because I believe in our justice system, and I believe that justice is it's best served. So I hope that you use this information that I talked about today to, just educate people on the death penalty and how it's not inhumane. It's actually very humane, and it's a great way to serve justice and give closure to families. They deserve it. And I hope that you vote yes to deterring crime. I hope you vote yes to giving closure to families. So what I'm saying is, if it comes about in your state that they have the option to vote yes or no for the death penalty, I hope you vote yes. And I hope that's what you do.